Bug Country 99.7 and 101.1, today's new country. It is a Wednesday hump day, which means that we are thinking pink, and in studio I have Mary Gossin Priore. How are you doing?
I'm doing well today.
So excited. I love it. So you are here because you are a part of our Think Pink with Fred F. Collis and Sons, and you are actually a breast cancer survivor as of recently, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, 5 days.
That's awesome. So let's hear a little bit more about your story and who you are and how you came through all of this.
Sure. So I've actually had biopsies of tumors starting when I was 27. And so I've had several biopsies, all benign. And then in January 2020, I found a good-sized lump. I had my OBGYN appointment in 2 weeks. So I just figured, well, here we go again. So I waited the 2 weeks. But sure enough, by the end of February, I was diagnosed with 2 different kinds of breast cancer in one breast.
Wow.
So my lesson there is, even if you've had 100 biopsies, go for the 101st, because you just never know.
Right. And you found it by doing a self-exam.
I did. Yep.
And then you went to the doctor. So It's been pretty recent. So how are you feeling now that you're essentially kind of done with some of the treatment and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I rang the bell, as they say, 5 days ago, and actually I'm still, sickish from that chemo, but I don't know how I'm feeling because my focus has been on myself and my treatment for 2 years. So it's kind of like I'm in one of those now what phases.
Yeah, and
which is interesting.
But you do have to focus on yourself when it comes to your health and all of that stuff as well. And we were talking earlier before this interview, you were just saying how there's a lot more to it than feeling like you're done. Because you obviously still have to continue going for your checkups and your doctor's appointments and stuff like that. What would you have to say to maybe the younger females like myself and doing self-exams and going to get your testing and all of that stuff done?
So I would follow your doctor's advice on going to get your annual exam. And because I do know fairly young women who have been positive.
Well, like you said 27 is when you started?
Yeah. And certainly do it's so easy. Get in the habit, even though you're young, of doing that self-breast exam every month.
And this is Mary Gossin Priore. She is in for Think Pink, and Making Strides is going down Sunday, October 24th over at MVCC. And you can help us reach our donation goal for our team Collis with Bug Country at bugcountry.com. And I got to tell you guys all this. If we reach our goal, I have volunteered to dye some of my hair pink.
Oh, wow.
But not my whole head, but maybe just like a couple highlights or two. I've done it before,
All right.
So we'll bring out the pink.
There's incentive.
All right, Mary. So thank you so much for coming in and telling your story. It is amazing. And you also were talking a little bit about your son.
Yes. So, it's a very, very difficult thing to go through, and I'm a very independent woman.
We all are.
As I always have been. So this was different for me. The first chemos I received were very, very strong. They literally knocked me off my feet. And my son Andrew, my middle son, left an opportunity in Rochester to come and move in with me and actually take care of me for those 5 months. And
Amazing.
I don't know what I would have done without him. And of course, my son Nicholas and my daughter Allie have been very helpful too. So they keep me positive,
Hey, you were there for them. They got to be there for you now.
Yeah, they have been. So.
They got to take care of their mom.
Yep.
And so talking a little bit more about, you said you had 2 types of breast cancer in one breast. So I was kind of, a lot of people, obviously I'm a little bit younger. So like when you hear breast cancer, you think breast cancer, you don't really notice how many actual kinds there are. So when it came to the types that you had, What were those like? What were they called compared to like other types of breast cancer?
Okay, so I had a HER2 positive tumor and a HER2 negative tumor, and both of them were what they call ER positive. I believe that means that they do respond to your hormones. Some don't respond to hormones. And then, so the doctors will look at that, and based on that, they'll determine your treatment plan.
Wow. This is so mind-blowing. I learn something new every time I talk to you guys, I swear. So this is Mary Gossin Priore. You can check her out for our Think Pink with Fred F. Collis and Sons over on all of our social media at Bug Country CNY. And every single week here in October, we will highlight a different breast cancer survivor. And Mary, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me and for doing this important work.
Oh, thank you. It is Alex on Bug Country 99.7 and a 101.1.